Alright, in this video I'm going to show you a small bash script I have written for my own purpose. It's all about taking a backup of a specific section of my running system to an looks encrypted USB hard drive. Okay, this is a script which will do the automated backup to a external USB hard drive which is looks encrypted. Okay, so without further ado, let me get into my Emacs, and it is located here. So you can see from the name, backup to external HDD. Okay, so the whole purpose of this script to automate the backup process. Before running this script, the USB hard drive has to be plugged in the system. That is the assumption. That is the way I take backup for my system. It could be different to you, but this script can be a guideline or clue to you to write of your own. So having a backup is the importance of it cannot be described enough in a word. You should have, you must have, and you probably perform this activity every now and then. Okay, so it will be a good practice to take backup as frequently as possible, and importantly, not only take backup, check the backup immediately once this script is finished, because you don't want any surprise in later when you try to retrieve from the backup and found something is missing. So it is a good practice. The moment the backup finish, you should go ahead and extract the backup and check it up that everything is in order. In this particular script, I haven't inducted the extraction process to check the backup, but this could have been easily integrated, which I haven't got a time to do so. This script is basically going to take the backup of a specific section of my machine to a external USB drive. That's it. Let's follow along. So first of all, I have a if loop which basically checking the root user ID, which is 0. Okay, so this script has to be run as super user or root user. Then I have declared bunch of variables. You can see I have declared crypt as try to find the crypt setup binary in a POSIX compliant way, and then I hard coded the value of a if dskl is to find the disk attached in the system, and then I hard coded the external USB drive. In my case, it is always SDB, the second hard drive. It could be different to you, change according to your need. Then I try to print out the specific field value through awk, and then I discarded the colon out whatever the output is generated with colon, discard it. Then I must have a backup to directory under root file system, where basically in the external USB drive looks partition going to be mounted in the I'll show you. You can see. Then I find out the tar. Then these two variable, you can see my cursor is hovering, a home backup file and data backup file, which is padded with the date timestamp when the backup took place, and with the particular extension I wanted. This is how if I plugged in my USB hard drive, which is a looks informated, so it is shown up as a LVM partition. Okay, so this partition has to be mounted in the backup to directory under the root file system. In my case, it could have been different to you. Change according to your need. Then I try to find out if the external drive is not missing. Okay, that is the and then create the directory. If the directory under root file system, which is backup to, you can see it from the variable on the top, create it. Then I run the crypt setup with the linuxopen subcommand to mount the external drive under the backup directory which I have been created in the previous step. Then I try to mount that particular LVM partition, external LVM partition, to the backup directory, and it will ask you for your lux password, because the external USB hard drive is lux formatted, so it is guarded with a passphrase. So the moment you try to mount it, it will ask you to provide the passphrase to be mounted. Okay, so it's a guarding action. Then I dump the content. This, you can see there is a lux dump subcommand to crypt setup, which will dump the external hard drive information. Then I sleep for 2 seconds. Then again I run the status of the directory, backup directory, where the external hard drive LVM partition get mounted. And then we get into that directory. You can see my cursor is hovering. We get into that backup directory. Here I declare a variable home backup, which is basically tarring and excluding this directory, because these directories are huge and already backed up in the external USB drive what I have plugged in. So I don't think it's necessary to take the same thing again and again. We only take the what is required. These are pretty static, these directories, so I exclude it. Then it's create verbosely and zipped it, then shown the file. This is the format of the home partition, which you can see from the top of the variable what is the format I have given. Then this is the directory where my cursor is hovering, the actual home directory of mine to be get backed up or tar zipped. Okay, so then I called up eval. Okay, don't frown. I know running eval like this is cause a lot of frowning, so I should have run it inside a function. I'll do that, but or you when you tweak, you could write it inside. Running eval inside a function is better than running it bare bone, which in this case I did. So I'll change that, but you get the clue, right? I'm hoping. So I have two big LVM chunk which is getting mounted on every boot up with the OS I use. One for my home, common home, and one for the data section. Both are the common partition. Both are LVMs, so they get mounted on a designated directory in every boot, whatever the OSs I use. Okay, so again it followed the same route. Take only home and data section backed up. Then I run this to find command just to find out what exactly done, how it should look like, and basically to find out the timestamp that it is done properly. Then before doing anything, just we need to unmount the USB drive we have attached. Okay, that's what this is performing. You mount then the backup directory where the lux encrypted LVM partition is mounted. Then I have to run the lux close connection to that on that directory where the LVM partition gets mounted. Okay, So this is a pretty ordinary bash script whose sole purpose is to see the highlighted section. Sole purpose is to tar zip the particular directory and put it into an external drive, USB drive. Okay, as simple as that. On top of that, as I said, you could have and you should have integrated a policy the moment the backup has been taken. Once the backup is over, you should promptly test your backup. Never left it for some time later. Something immediately check the backup, whatever you are. So you are, by doing so, immediately check up once the backup is over. By doing so, you are eliminating the possibility of having a surprise later. Okay, so that is very, very, very important. So I haven't inducted that step here. You could have easily write a function which could go ahead, and it's pretty darn simple to go ahead and check the created backup on the external device with these, and tell you that everything is backed up what you were intended to backed up. Okay, so it is important. I'll try to induct that, and I'll upload this script in my admin script repo in GitHub, and I'll give you the link of the script in the description section below, so you can download it and play with it. Okay, so I hope this will be useful to some people, and I try to make it as explicit as possible. It could have been done in a much more complicated way, but I try to make it as explicit as possible so everyone can see what is actually it is going to do. If you find out any corner case, I'm sure there will be corner cases, please do let me know in the comment section. So I'd love to see it, and if it is makes sense to me, I'd love to incorporate that into the script, which will be good thing to have. Okay, so thanks for watching.